guys, welcome to Diecast. So in today's video, we have the Autoart Toyota GT-1 TS020. I know I did feature this car previously in another video, but this one does have some subtle differences, and I can't wait to show you guys. Alright guys, so it's the exterior review. So first of all, I like that red color. It's a nice dark red, like not too dark, but just the right amount of red. Very nicely done. So as you notice, the livery decals are very minimal, like to the extent that I had a review on one of these models as well, like the number 28, and the livery decal was all over the place. Well, I mean, for the brand placement, yes, they are all over the place, but if you see the number 28 that I have made a review on, it's just everywhere. So there are some differences from this model to the other model that I have made a review on. And right off the bat, I noticed that if you look right for the rear wheel there, right here, there should be a vent that would be right in this spot here. So it's nice that they have some similarities, but they also have some differences as well. So that's why I like to have models that do look similar, but you can see the subtle differences. I really like that part. So, and as you can see, the vents here by the door are different as well. And then you also have vents here right by the front wheel, just right here. So that is nice. There's even some vents, well, right here by the side mirror. And another vent by the roof scoop as well. There's so many vents here everywhere. And the other thing that I noticed is as we go to the front here, you can see that these headlights are very much different than the other one. I actually prefer these headlights just because they do have that lens detail inside. So again, please watch my other video if you want to see the comparison and contrast, but in my opinion, I do like this model better just because there are some lens details in the inside. The other model did not have much detail on the inside. It was kind of like this just metallic plastic from inside the lens, so it's like a lens in the lens for this model. So very nice. I do want to point out that I love this V that's going on here. So very well done. It's very simple, but it's very striking as well. And we see some antenna detail here. I believe the other one does not have an antenna right here. So with the other model, we did notice that the antenna was snapped off, and unfortunately I don't have that piece, but oh well, it is what it is. Okay, and the usual, there's some vents on the sides here, and we'll get to that later in the interior when I take off that front cowl. And then on the other side, it's pretty much similar to the other side. And I also noticed that the side markers here are also like a nice plastic lens. It's not like painted or anything like that, so it's a nice added touch. And also I forgot to mention here that this side is also vented right here on this side mirror. And as you notice, they are not proportionate to each other. The other one is closer to the driver's side because this is a right-hand drive car. And this one is all the way by this arch here by the fender. So, and let's keep on going. It's basically the same on this side as well. And you got that nice big wing at the back. Similar wing to the first one that I reviewed, by the way. And we still get the tow hook in the same area. And we get those exhausts as well. So far, I like the minimalist detail at the back here. It just strikes out so much and so well. Alright, now for the underside body of the model. There are not much any detail to, well, there's basically nothing at all down here. So we can see a little bit of suspension detail in the front, and that's about it. And then we see a little bit more of the exhaust, which is a through and through exhaust, by the way. And I like that there are these guidelines here on how to open the model. Let's see if I can, yeah, there you go, I zoomed in on there. So please unscrew the screw before opening the trunk lid. So this trunk lid, just take off those screws there, and then it just pops off just like that. And we have the tow hook as well, which I believe is metal. At least it looks like metal. So that's a nice added touch. Alright, now let's go for some wheel detail here. So for the wheel detail, I do like the wheels, tires. Brake calipers are actually nicely done as well. And you get that decal right there in the caliper. And I noticed the disc brakes on this one are a little bit different. You can tell that there's a plastic look to it. And that's my only thing that I did not like about this. And if we look at the rears, they are just a little bit wider in diameter for wheels, tires, disc brakes. But yeah, like it's very plastic-like at the back there. And with the other model, it actually had like some detail, like it actually looked like metal, or it is metal. So a little bit disappointed with that part, but yeah, it doesn't ruin the integrity of the model, I think. It's something where you really have to look closer. But aside from that, it's not too bad. I like that center lock as well. Very nice gold, bronzish color. Very metallic-like. Alright guys, before we start with the interior review here, unfortunately I cannot put these really big pieces right next to the rotating display that I have here. So I'm going to have to just hold it on here for a second, just show you guys really quick what the separate pieces look like. So I'm just gonna show you. So if you remember last time, there was a vent right there and right there, and there's no vent on this one. And I just like that subtle detail that they do with these models. Decals are nice. And then if you guys remember last time, there was something that says tow right there, and there was a GT1 logo right there as well on the right, and here it's just blank. And then if you look at an underside fit, it's plain black. It is a fairly heavy piece. There is some weight to it. It's full metal. And that's where the screws come to insert it, right in that section right there. And the screws are smaller than the Autoart screws that come with these things, but unfortunately I do not have a box for this car. But it was well packed. As you can see, the antennas are still intact and they are not bent, so that's a good sign. So this one does have a slight bend to it for the front cowl. And the other model also had an arrow pointing to the center here that says it is towable right here. It should say tow, but this one does not. more of the detail on side view mirror. Very nice. And nothing in the bottom here. That's about it for that. Okay, so let's begin. So let's start with the doors here before we get to the engine bay. Alright guys, so now we have the interior detail here, the driver's side. So there are a lot of parts to see inside, like right off the bat, just that dash there. By the other side, left hand side, there are a lot of buttons to see. There are also some detail on the steering wheel. The steering wheel looks like it's flocked to look like Alcantara. Same with the seat. Unfortunately, this seat does not have that carbon fiber-esque look to it compared to the other number 28 model, but they do share the same seatbelt plasticky look on it. But I think this one's a lot better just because it's not the glossy look, so that's not too bad. And then that inner front cowl detail, see that tow hook, nice red tow hook there. Some of that detail underneath by the windshield, and there you go, more detail on those. I like how you can actually see underneath there. Nice added feature. And for the left hand side of the vehicle, we do see some fire suppression system there. We see more of the dash there, closer on this side. Very nice instrumentation, and we see a little bit more on the seat. And lastly, we see that really beautiful engine bay. You even see the air that goes all the way towards the back. So air goes right here, sucks in right there to this pipe, all the way to the disc brake area to cool it down. So that's a nice feature. You see some detail on the engine there, GT1, Toyota Team Europe. And we also see some springs there. Unfortunately, this model does not have working suspension, but from the looks of it, it kind of does. So very well done there. If they can kind of say, hey, like it actually looks like it's working suspension, then that's a pretty big deal. And as you notice, this black part here is just plain black. On the other one, you can see this carbon fiber-esque look to it. A little closer, there's some detail there on it. Yeah, that suspension detail, I like how they did all these intricate components, but I wish they would have made something a little bit in different color, just to emphasize different parts of it. Unless this is the color for those parts, then I understand. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely helps me make more content like this. And I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. Have a good one.